Hey, I'm John from Billy Talent. I'm in Hannover, Germany on our AoH-Tour, and you are watching Allschools.de.
Brothers in arms, they share my fears. Time to protect what you hold dear.
Great to have you back here in Europe, especially in Germany.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, how has the tour been so far for you?
It's been excellent. It started a long time ago in the UK. So we did all these on the first leg, and then we took 10 days off, and we did all of these. So a lot of
That's
shows.
a lot, yeah.
That's just for Europe, too. So we've already been to the States. We've done some Canada stuff. We've done Japan and Australia. So we've been on the road. We're well oiled right now, and it's been fun. And mainland Europe for us is probably the best place in the world. So it's always really, really great to come back.
Really, the best place in the world.
I think so, because we have the best shows through mainland Europe, even better than Canada. Canada is awesome for us, but Europe's bigger, right? So it's
You have even more fans here, or?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So about 4 months ago, you released the album Afraid of Heights, and before you released this album, you put a trailer online, and at the end of the trailer, it said a new album for a new era. Can you explain what kind of era you meant with that? What kind of era for Billy Talent?
Yeah, it's kind of a changeover for us. You know, there was a lot of things that were done differently on this record that we hadn't done before. One of them being Aaron having not to play. That's not part of the new era, because we have hopes that he will be able to play again. But you know, we kind of looked at ourselves and the way we are as a band. We had that greatest hits release, and we just thought, you know, we're starting fresh again. It feels in a way, and we're just starting something new. And we recorded the whole thing in our own studio, and then even like just outside of the band, the world is different. It's more different now in the last 3 or 4 years than it was for a long time. And there seems to be like a lot of underground festering anger with people, and it's kind of in division, and the politicians are awful, and it's just a different type of world. So I think that's kind of where the album's falling into.
Yeah, that's true, actually. And what was your experience in the studio this time? Because like you said, Aaron couldn't record the drums, and I think over the last 20 years you are a band. Aaron always recorded the drums, and now it was different.
It was very, very hard and confusing and dark and different than all of the other records before, because there was that there was a sadness because Aaron couldn't participate, and then there was second guessing on whether or not we were making the right decision by continuing to play on, and then Jordan came in and he learned all the songs really fast and everything like that. But with Ian producing the record and doing his songs, he has had his own kind of second guessing to deal with in terms of whether or not Jordan had everything ready, and so it was a really, really hard record to record and to complete, and it took a long time, and it took a lot of emotion, and it took a lot out of us too, emotionally too, by the end of it, and but it turned out amazing, and usually that's kind of the case when you fight through kind of adversity and come up with a creation. Usually it's something that's special, and we feel that this is our best album, so we're pretty excited about it.
I actually think the same.
Oh,
yes.
that's nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's really, like you said, really emotional and so deep. I don't know.
And it's comes, you know, Ian is at the, I think, the top of his songwriting game and producing and everything like that too. So yeah, it's cool.
So, but while the recording, did everything go well, or was there a point where I said, "Oh no, this doesn't work" or something?
No, Jordan, right away, kind of like after a couple of weeks, we knew that he was going to be fine, because he's really, really a phenomenal drummer, and he knows. We've known him for 12 years or something, and we're friends with him. Ian has worked with him before on one of his other bands. So no, that part was kind of easy, and he was very compassionate and and empathetic to the situation, and kind of he just knew how to fit right in, you know. So no, I think it was just the overall confusion of the situation. And you know, I've been in a band with Aaron for like it's been 23 years in this band, but I was in a band with him before this band. So yeah, he's the only drummer I ever played with, like really.
Okay,
So,
I haven't known that.
so it was just different, you know. Like, imagine that's a big change, you know.
Yeah. Okay. And what else influenced you for this record while the songwriting? I know that you said the world changed and stuff, but what exactly do you mean with that?
Well, I think I can't speak for Ben and Ian, who write the songs, but they write the lyrical content. But I can give you an idea of what they tell me. That is a lot of the stuff is just the product. The influences of the songs is a product of the environment we're living in. You know, the news we read every day, the stories that we talk about when we hang out, the stories that we talk about when we're out with our friends. That's basically how all of our songs always get written. It's like if you're at a bar and you're with a group of people and you chit-chat all night, you're inspired to talk about things, and that's the kind of stuff that bleeds into our songs, and that's how our songs always get written. So, you know, songs like Big Red Gun is a complete result of all the shootings that happened in the States. Like when Ian was finishing up writing that song, that's just when there was a statistic saying there was like a mass shooting every day of the week in the States if you added it all up. And so, you know, that was more of a political effect, and then there's the personal lives and all that kind of stuff. So it's I would say it's just life that inspires the songs.
And what is for you personally the main message of this album? Whether it's for you or the main message to the fans or to the world?
Well, I think the metaphor "Afraid of Heights" is don't be afraid to improve yourself as a person, and don't be afraid of change, and don't be afraid of the things that are out there in the world. Embrace them. And to me, that's what the album's about. After being in a band for so long and having 4 great albums already, and then knowing that when we finish this record that it was going to be another great album, it makes me proud or happy that, you know, we never sat back or rested on our laurels. We always wanted to be better and always wanted to make better records, and that's kind of a part of that Afraid of Heights theme too, is just because we've been doing this for a long time, let's not be afraid to challenge ourselves and try doing different things, and that's even bled into our live show and stuff like that. So
you have never been afraid of heights?
Well, literally I am. But,
you are?
Well, I don't like, I definitely don't like looking down at high places. I don't think too many people are comfortable doing that. Okay. Although I have bungee jumped and stuff, so
oh my
I'm
God.
willing to conquer it, but I'm still afraid.
I would never do this. I'm too afraid of that, seriously. And the trailer I talked about, at the end, Ben says it's about the power of rock and roll. What do you think is the power of rock and roll? What do you think rock and roll can make with people?
The power of rock and roll at the end of a rock song, when you go, yeah, or, you know, when that's what it does. It makes you move, makes you think. It changes things. It changes perspective. It gives you like a release. That's just that's what the power of rock and roll is. It makes people want to party. It makes people want to like dance. Like, it's just, and it's guitars and it's bass and drums. So that's kind of that's what rock and roll is. And I think I get worried that rock is going kind of the way of jazz music, but eventually maybe it fades away, but we're kind of hoping that doesn't happen anytime soon.
Baby's got a big red gun.